As Vine lay on her bed, her frustration simmered, replaying the day's events in her mind. She had submitted her resignation letter 2 weeks ago, but her boss, Mr. Jungkook, refused to approve it. Why does he need me in this office so desperately? Why can't he approve it? Can't he see I'm miserable? She wondered. Just then, her phone buzzed. It was her best friend, Andrea. Hey girl, how was your day? Andrea asked, her cheerful tone stark contrast to Vine's mood. Vine sighed, recounting her deal with Mr. Jungkook. Andrea listened attentively, offering words of encouragement. You deserve better, Vine. You are talented and capable. Don't let him hold you back. Vine's determination reignited. You are right. I will confront him tomorrow. He had better approve my resignation, or else I will. Andrea's laughter interrupted her. Oh, you will what? Storm out dramatically? Vine chuckled, imagining the scene. Maybe. Does he have a crush on you? Is that why he doesn't approve your resignation letter? Andrea teased her. Oh, stop it, Andrea. He is definitely not someone like that. Vine refused as soon as she heard it. I mean, you are so pretty, with magnetic eyes and great body. What else someone needs? And you could have a boyfriend like him this Valentine's Day, as you haven't had one for ages. Andrea's laughter echoed through the phone. You better stop it, or else I'm going to end the call. After the long call, Vine decided to confront Mr. Chenkov tomorrow no matter what outcome. As she drifted off to sleep, a plan began to form in her mind. Next morning, Vine stood outside Mr. Jungkook's office, her heart racing. She took a deep breath, rehearsing her words. Mr. Jungkook, I need to discuss about my resignation letter. It had been 2 weeks and The door swung open, revealing Mr. Jungkook, his tall, brown eyes, messy hair, his muscular body that can be clearly seen from his white tucked shirt. He stood there and looked at Vine, with one hand on his pants pocket. That was enough to make her forget everything that she prepared beforehand. Ah, Vine, come on in. I have been expecting you. His tone sent shivers down her spine. But Vine stood still, her determination unwavering. What is this I hear about you wanting to leave? He asked, his voice dripping with condensation. Vine's eyes locked onto his. Why is he acting like he didn't get the resignation letter? Yes, I have made up my mind, sir. I want out. Jungkook leaned back in his chair, tapping his fingers on the table. I see. Well, Vine, you are a valuable asset. I'm willing to offer you a promotion, a rise, or whatever it takes to keep you. Vine's eyes widened, surprised by the offer, but her resolve remained firm. I appreciate the offer, sir, but my mind is made up. I want to leave. Jungkook's expression darkened. His eyes narrowed. Very well, but you know this. You will regret this, Vine. Vine's heart skipped a beat, but she stood her ground. I'm willing to take the risk. With a nod, she turned to Lee, hoping that her resignation letter will get approved soon. Vine's eyes sparkled with a determination as she left Mr. Jungkook's office. As she took a peek back to his table, but to her dismay, he didn't sign it at all. I will look into it, he said, his tone dismissive. Vine's heart sank. She knew he was stalling. She had experienced his cold and rude behavior before too, But this is too much. If only I didn't sign that stupid contract when I joined here, she muttered to herself and looked at him once more before walking away. As she returned to her desk, Rachel, her jealous coworker, approached her. Hey Vine, can you handle this? It needs to be reported to the boss, she asked, her smile dripping with insincerity. Vine hesitated since she was busy working on a file that needs to be sent to Mr. Jungkook right now. But Rachel assured her, don't worry, I will submit yours on her behalf. You are so busy with your resignation and all, but please help me with this one. Vine reluctantly handed over the file that took the one Rachel was holding. Unaware of Rachel's ulterior moves, half an hour passed by just like that. That's when Mr. Jungkook summoned Vine to his office. He was furious. Where is the file? He thundered, his face reddening. Rachel took it, saying she would submit it to you for me, she explained. Mr. Jungkook's expression darkened. Are you even doing your job sincerely here? How come you are behind the resignation letter? First, learn to do your job properly. Then, I will think about whether to approve it or not. I need that file within 15 minutes. Get it? No matter what. Vine fought back her tears as she returned to her desk. She felt trapped and humiliated. How could I retrieve the file from Rachel, who was now nowhere to be found? As she sat into her chair, trying to compose herself, Vine realized she had to act fast. She couldn't let Rachel sabotage her and let Mr. Jungkook bully her. What could I do? She decided to confront Rachel wherever she is hiding now. Why is she mysteriously absent right now? Vine's anxiety grew as the clock ticked closer to the time Mr. Jungkook had given to her. With a deep breath, Vine stood up like she took a decision. I have to search for Rachel and get the file back no matter what. She began to search, scouring the office for any sign for Rachel. She checked the break room, the conference room, and even the restrooms, but Rachel was nowhere to be found. As the minutes passed by, Vine's stress reached to a boiling point. Where could she be? And what is she doing this to me? Just as Vine was about to give up and admit to Jungkook, she spotted Rachel sneaking in the office supply closet. Vine's instinct kicked in as she followed Rachel, determined to confront her and take the file back and throw it onto his table for the words he said to her. Vine's heart raced as she approached the supply closet. She slowly turned the handle and pushed the door open. Rachel was rummaging through the shelves, her eyes fixed on the file in her hand. Vine's eyes narrowed. Rachel, what are you doing? Vine demanded, her voice firm. Rachel spun around with a guilty look on his face. Oh, Vine, I was just looking for some purpose. Vine's eyes locked onto the file in Rachel's hand. You said you would submit it, but then why is it still in your hand? Forget it. I don't need to hear it. There's a file Mr. Jungkook needs. Hand it over. I will submit it myself. Rachel hesitated, her grip on the file tightening. I will submit it. Don't worry, Vine. Rachel, give me the file now. Vine's patience was thin. Her expression turned venomous. You think you are so perfect, don't you? Always getting attention from Mr. Jungkook, but you are not perfect as you think. Vine's eyes widened, shocked by Rachel's outburst. What are you talking about? I thought you will leave the office soon, but no. You are again playing games to get on his list. You are just a favorite, but I will show you what it means to be a real employee. With a sudden move, Rachel shoved the file in her bag and stormed out of the closet. Vine's mind reeled. What had just happened? She quickly followed Rachel. As she exited the closet, Vine spotted Mr. Jungkook was watching from his office door, his expression unreadable. Vine, where's the file? He asked, his voice firm. I was going to get it until you showed up, jerk. Vine took a deep breath to calm herself down. Rachel has it, sir, but she is refusing to give it to me. His eyes narrowed. No excuses. Bring it to me, now. Vine nodded, her heart racing. She knew she had to confront Rachel once and for all. Vine marched to Rachel's desk. Determination etched on her face. Rachel, give me the file, now. Rachel smirked but handed over the file. Surprising Vine. Why did she easily give it to me? Anyway, without thinking much, Vine snatched it and hurried to Mr. Jungkook's office. Here is the file, sir. Jungkook's expression softened. Well done, Vine. I appreciate your dedication. He took the file and handed her a letter in return. Vine's heart skipped a beat. Thinking it was her resignation letter finally approved, she opened the letter, her smile faltering. Her eyes narrowed, confusion spreading across her face. What is this? She asked, her voice trembling. Jungkook's smile grew wider. A promotion letter for you to be my girlfriend. Vine's eyes widened in shock. She felt like she had been punched in the gut. Your girlfriend? She stuttered, her mind reeling. Jungkook nodded, his eyes gleaming with expectation. Yes, Vine, I have been impressed by your dedication and hard work. I think we could make a great team in and out of the office. I actually want you to be with me. Vine's face burned with outrage. She felt trapped and betrayed. This is unacceptable. Are you playing jokes with me? She stammered, trying to get her composure after hearing what she heard. Jungkook's expression turned to something unreadable, his smile twisting into a teasing smirk. I love you, Vine. You accept this and I will accept your resignation letter in return. Vine's eyes flashed with anger. With a deep breath, she summoned her courage. I will never accept this. Jungkook's grin faltered, his eyes narrowing. We will see about that. Forget about your resignation letter getting approved then. You are a monster, she said, her voice firm. Oh, sweetie, yes, I am. Call me whatever you want to. I don't care because I still love you, he whispered, playfully winking at her. She stormed out of his office in anger while he was watching her with a smirk on his face. Cute. His heels clicked sharply against the tile floor as she stormed back to her desk, cheeks flushed and hands trembling, not with fear but fury. Her resignation had returned to a romantic proposition, a promotion to girlfriend. What did he think she was? A bonus plan? The audacity. Her phone buzzed again. Andrea. So, how did the confrontation go? Did he crumple under the weight of your righteous fury? He offered me a promotion to be his girlfriend. There was a buzz, and then Andrea exploded in tears. Wait, what? Are you serious? OMG, that's wild. Isn't he hot though? Like confusingly hot?
Vine stared at the screen and blinked. She thought back to his sharp jawline and the way those sleeves hugged his forearms, and how his curls always looked like they had been tousled by some mischievous wind. Ah, he was dangerously attractive and completely infuriating. She shoved her phone away, shaking her head. No, she wouldn't let charm or chemistry cloud her resolve. She was done. Except later that afternoon, as the office lights dimmed and most employees had cleared out, Vine lingered at her desk. The silence was eerie. She needed to pack her things, wrap up her day, and vanish before he appeared again. Too late, a familiar voice floated from behind. Still here, Vine? Waiting for me? She froze. I could ask you the same, Mr. Jungkook, she said without turning, keeping her voice sharp like ice. He stepped closer. She could feel the heat radiating off him, like he carried a personal gravitational field. You said no, he said softly, but that's not the end for me. She spun around, eyes blazing. You think everything is a game? That you can control my future because you're my boss? He stepped forward again, his tone quieter now. No, I think I made a mistake. A terrible cocky mistake. And if I would ask differently, maybe you would have heard what I was actually trying to say. Wine stared at him, arms folded. Try again then. He smiled, more vulnerable this time. I admire you, Wine. I notice how you always stand up for what you believe in. You don't let people walk over you, not even me, and that drives me insane, but also makes me fall for you a little more each day. Her breath caught. This isn't some office fling. I didn't mean to dangle your resignation over your feelings. I messed up. She looked up at him, her voice almost a whisper. Then prove it. He reached into his jacket, pulling out a white envelope. Your resignation. Signed, approved, no strings. You are letting me go? If that's what you want. His voice cracked slightly. But I hope you will stay. Not because of the job, because maybe we could start over, not as boss and employee, but as two people, just us. Vine's heartbeat was a drumbeat in her ear. You are still a pain in the, you know that? She said, lips curling into a reluctant smile. Charming pain though, he said, taking a step closer. You are lucky I like a little danger, and you're lucky I'm willing to chase it. The eyes locked, tension crackling in the space between them. She wasn't sure if it was revenge, desire, or something deeper pulling her in, but when he reached for her hand, she didn't pull away, not yet. Just then, the office light flickered, one of those old bulbs, buzzing loudly above them. She laughed, startled. This place is a disaster. So are we, he said, chuckling. But disasters can be beautiful too. Vine tilted her head. If you are trying to be poetic, you should know you are bad at it. You make me nervous, he admitted. And for once, the ever confident Mr. Jungkook looked adorably lost. She took a step forward, closing the space between them. Good, now you know how I have felt this whole time. He laughed under his breath, and before she could talk herself out of it, she rose on her toes and pressed a kiss to his cheek. Consider that a preview. He blinked. A preview? She winked. I don't date my boss, but I might just start dating my ex-boss. As she walked away, he is clinking with a new confidence. He stood in place, hand on his cheek, a stunned smile breaking across his face. Damn, I really do love this woman. A week later, the office felt different. Wine was no longer an employee. Her resignation had been processed, her desk cleared out. But that didn't stop her from walking in like she still owned the place, wearing a sleek black blazer over a maroon dress that hugged every curve just right. She was a storm wrapped in confidence, heads turned, whispers fall out. And Mr. Jungkook, he nearly dropped his coffee when he saw her. "You are not supposed to be here," he said, a mix of surprise and something warmer flickering in his brown eyes. She smirked. "I left my charger, and maybe I wanted to remind someone, but he's missing." He blinked, watching her walk past like she hadn't just dodged his entire week with that kiss and disappeared into thin air. But behind the glass walls, two eyes were watching, jealous, calculating. Rachel. She leaned back in the chair, chewing the tip of her pen. "So the boss has a thing for drama queens now?" she whispered to herself. "This is going to be fun." Later that night, the city glowed beneath them from the rooftop of Gion Enterprises. Wine sat on the ledge, legs crossed, glass of wine in hand. The breeze played with her hair as Mr. Jungkook, now joined her, slightly breathless. "You are insane for sitting so close to the edge," he said, "and you are insane for letting someone like me go." He chuckled, settling beside her. "I didn't let you go, you walked away, and I have been going crazy ever since." She turned to him, the city lights reflecting in her hazel eyes. "You are not the only one." They sat in silence for a while, the kind while everything is said between heartbeats, and then he reached for her hand, lacing their fingers together. "Why do I feel like we are both playing with fire?" he whispered. "Because we are," she replied, "but it's the best kind of burn." She leaned in slow, unsure for once, and this time she didn't pull back. Their lips met like it was always meant to happen, soft, intense, dangerous. When they finally parted, he touched her cheek, his voice low. "Stay with me tonight." Wine blinked, surprised. "You mean here, on the rooftop?" He laughed. "No, I mean stay in my world. You don't have to work for me, but I want you in my life." Her heart stuttered. This wasn't the boss she once hated. This was Jungkook. And what if I say yes? Then I will spend the rest of my life proving I'm not the villain you thought I was. But trouble doesn't stay away for long. The next morning, Wine woke up to a flurry of notification. Her name was trending inside the office group chats. Anonymous posts whispered that slithered like poison. Mr. Jungkook's new girlfriend used to be his employee. Promotion through seduction? Sleeping her way to freedom? Andrea called first. "Wine girl, I love you, but what the hell is going on?" Wine's chest tightened. She knew where it came from. Rachel. She marched into the office not as an employee, but as a woman with nothing left to lose. Straight into Jungkook's glass office, slammed the door behind her. "Your company is smearing me like I'm some office flame. This isn't love, it's a scandal now." Jungkook stood jaw tight. "Give me one day, I will fix it, I promise you." "You don't have to fix it, I will." She turned on her heel, but he caught her wrist. "Why? Do you really love me, Jungkook?" "Yes, I do." "Then trust me to fight for myself." That afternoon, Wine posted her own message. "For those wondering, yes, I was his employee. Yes, I resigned. No, I didn't sleep my way to anything. But if falling in love with someone who challenges you, respects you, and drives you mad is a crime, then I'm guilty as hell. Why? Jungkook read the post, smiled like a man who knew he had met his match. That's my girl. Now I have something to fix too. He walked into the office kitchen where Rachel was stirring her coffee with way too much energy. You leaked it, didn't you? Rachel froze. I have no idea what you're fired. You can't. I just did. As Rachel stormed out, fuming and humiliated, Vine walked in unapologetically stunning. Jungkook turned to her grinning. You know what I realized? What? I don't want you out of my office. I want you in the one next to mine. As a partner. She blinked. Partner? Business partner? And everything else. Another day. The rooftop day was supposed to be their beginning. Candles flickering, a private chef preparing delicate pasta and grilled peaches. Wine in his slinky, midnight blue dress that left Jungkook speechless the second she stepped out of the elevator. He wore a black button down, two buttons casually open, and his hair, as usual, refused to behave. It was magnetic, intoxicating. This doesn't feel like our first date, Wine murmured over her wine glass. It doesn't, he said, brushing her fingers with his. Feels like I have been waiting to sit across from you like this for months. She tilted her head, amused. Careful, Jungkook. You are dangerously close to sounding like a romantic. He leaned in, smirking. What if I told you I'm falling for you, and I don't plan on stopping? Wine's breath hissed, just as she parted her lips to respond. Jungkook? The voice sliced through the rooftop air like a cold blade. Wine turned. A woman stood at the elevator door, tall, elegant, dressed in all white. Her platinum blonde hair fell in soft waves, but her eyes, green, sharp, assessing, were locked on Jungkook like a hunter who would finally found prey. Wine stiffened. Jungkook's posture changed to Leia? Leia. The name dropped like. She walked toward them with the ease of someone who used to belong here, maybe still believes she did. So it's true you are winning and dining your ex-employee? She said, her voice smooth but edged like broken glass. Wine stood up, shoulders squared. And you are? Leia gave a tight smile. Jungkook's fiancee. Ex-fiancee technically. Jungkook stood too, his jaw tight. Leia, this is not the time. No, let her talk, Wine said coldly. I like clarity. Leia's eyes never left Jungkook. I came back for answers and to remind you unfinished business has a way of haunting people. That's rich coming from the woman who ghosted 2 weeks before our wedding. Jungkook bit out. Wine's heart sank. You never told me you were engaged, she whispered, because it was over long before you ever walked into my life. Leia smiled like a woman who still held the fuse to a. Is it over, Jungkook? Or did I just get replies before I could blink? You are telling me you didn't blink for 2 years? Wine swallowed hard. This wasn't what she expected, but she wasn't the type to play second fiddle. Not anymore. I think I will go, she said, grabbing her clutch. You two clearly have history to settle. Jungkook reached for her hand. Wine, please don't walk away. You promised transparency, she said, hurt flashing in her eyes. Not surprises in heels showing up at our date. Leia raised a brow. Oh honey, you think you know him? Just wait. The next few days were a blur. Jungkook called, texted, waited outside her apartment like some tragic romantic lead in any rainy drama, but Vine stayed silent. Andrea naturally had opinions. If I were you, I would key his car. Andrea, okay, fine, I would at least make him sweat. But Vine didn't want pity, she wanted truth. So 5 days later, she showed up at his office unannounced. Jungkook's eyes widened when he saw her. You came? Not to forgive, but to listen. He swallowed and motioned her inside. What followed was a whirlwind of honesty about Leia and about the broken engagement, about how wine changed everything without ever meaning to. She left me, he said, voice low. I never chased her, not once, because whatever we had, it died long before she walked out. Wine sat quietly, letting the words wash over her. But I am chasing you now, because you are the one I can let go of. That night, she didn't go home. Instead, wrapped in his arms, bare skin against bare skin, whispered, then don't ever lie to me again, because if you do, I will walk away. And he pulled her closer, kissing the top of her head. Then I will spend my life telling you nothing but the truth. Several months passed in their relationship in calmness and storms. One day, Vine stepped into Jungkook's office, arms folded across her chest. She hadn't planned to return soon, but the whispers had started again. Only this time, they weren't about her, they were about him. A secret deal, a financial irregularity, and her name tied right into the mess. Jungkook, we need to talk, she said, shutting the glass door behind her. He looked up from his laptop, eyes tired. I was hoping I would see you before the world's dead. She placed a printed email on his desk. Anonymous, no signature, but crystal clear. Check the offshore account, the one under Wine. You will find what he is hiding. Her voice was ice. Someone is trying to frame me. Jungkook's jaw clenched, and I know exactly who it is. Meanwhile, in the shadowy corner of a downtown bar, Rachel clinked glasses with a familiar platinum blonde. She doesn't belong in his world, she said. We were the ones who tried to build the place only for us. But she just fluttered her way into it. Leia smiled slowly, like a spider who would just drop a fly. And you are going to help me rip her out of it piece by piece. Back in Jungkook's mansion, Vine sat barefoot on the kitchen counter, her hair in a lacy bun, oversized hoodie hanging over one shoulder. His hoodie, actually. Jungkook handed her a cup of coffee. They are trying to drag you down because you are so close to me, he said, but I won't let them. She stared at him, skeptical. Jungkook, this scandal could ruin you. He leaned in, eyes intense. Let it. I would rather lose the company than lose you. The confession hit her harder than she expected. Do you mean that? He didn't answer. He kissed her instead, and it wasn't soft. It was full of every unsaid word, every broken rule, every consequence they didn't care about. The next morning, Vine returned to the office, this time not as Jungkook's girlfriend or former employee, but as his partner legally. Jungkook had transferred 20% share of Jeon Enterprises into her name. The office gasped. Rachel's coffee cup shattered in her hand watching the news. And Leia? She watched from the hallway, lips parting in shock. She owns part of it now? She hissed. Checkmate, darling, she said, bracing passed in a sharp blazer and stilettos. But as she entered Jungkook's office, his expression was grim. You didn't have to do it, Jungkook. I don't want any share or power. No, it's my happiness. I trust you. And you are my girlfriend. And also, you are my. Never mind. But it's not over, he said, tossing a file on the desk. Leia and Rachel, they are working together. And they have filed an anonymous complaint against me. Really? On what grounds? They are saying I gave you shares in exchange for, well, this. Wine blinked. They are accusing you of sleeping with me for power. He looked up at her, guilt pooling in his eyes. I can handle being hated, but I won't let them use you to destroy me. The next day, Vine stood in front of the Gion Enterprises board, alone, like she was determined to do something. She wore red, confidence, furry, and beneath it all, love. Let me be clear, she said, voice echoing across the boardroom. I did not sleep my way to power. I earned every second of Jungkook's trust, and my name was used in an anonymous laundering complaint to frame both of us. She slid Rachel's forged signature across the table. Here is the proof of the fake account, the blackmail, the sabotage. The room was silent. Then Jungkook entered, walking to her side. She didn't destroy my career, he said, eyes on her. She saved my soul. Rachel and Leia got exposed. The company scandal cleared slowly, and in the middle of all, Wine walked into Jungkook's office one final time. Only this time, threats, no tension, just something new in her hand. What is this? He asked. My new employment contract, she said, but only on my terms. He opened it. It read, title, co-CEO, salary equal to yours. Conditions: must kiss me every morning, challenge me every meeting, and never underestimate me again. He laughed, heart in his eyes. Deal. Now, give me some us time. He put the envelope aside and wrapped her in his arms by her waist. Hey, what are you trying to do? This is not home but your office, so behave. He pulled her towards him, which led her to crash on him forcefully. How can I behave and control myself when you are near me? Jungkook, no, stop. I said stop. He placed her on top of his desk and leaned closer towards her to kiss. Suddenly, the door knocked and revealed his secretary, Mr. Lee. Sorry, sir. Wine quickly got down from the desk and adjusted her dress and pretended like nothing happened. It's fine, Mr. Lee. You can come in. Excuse me? Jungkook looked and smirked at Wine to remind her that it's not over. While walking towards her cabin, her phone buzzed with a notification sound. Looking at it, her heart rate increased like it was going to explode soon. It was a text from Jungkook. Don't leave the office until I say so. Late night at the office. The office was quiet, everyone long gone, the only light coming from his desk lamp, casting golden shadows on the walls. She stood by the window, arms crossed, trying to pretend her heart wasn't racing just from the way he looked at her. He leaned against the edge of his desk, loosening his tie, his gaze fixed on her with that usual fire, the one that made her spine tingle and her thoughts scatter. You always look at me like that, she murmured, voice low. Like what? He asked, pushing off the desk, slowly closing the distance between them. Like you are thinking things you shouldn't. He smiled, not smug, not cocky, but hungry, honest. That's because I am. She didn't step back, she didn't want to. When he finally reached her, his hand slid to her waist, fingers curling in the fabric of her blouse. Is this why you told me to stay late? Don't tell me you didn't want this. You have been driving me insane for months, he said, voice barely above a whisper, his breath hot against her skin. And then, without warning, he lifted her, strong hands firm around her waist, and placed her on the edge of his desk. Her breath hitched as he stepped between her legs, tilting her chin up with two fingers. Tell me to stop, he whispered. She couldn't. His mouth crashed onto hers, not gentle, not slow, but desperate, starved. Her hands gripped his shoulders, pulling him closer as his fingers slid up her back, bunching her blouse, learning her like he would waited a lifetime. She gasped when his lips moved to her neck, when his hands pressed against her thighs to pull her closer to the edge. Papers fluttered to the floor. The only sound was the soft thud of her heels against the desk and the raised breast they shared between the kisses. It was wild, messy, real. After hours, her breath was uneven, just rising and falling fast as he pulled her back just lightly. Enough to look at her, really look. His lips were parted, his hair mused from her fingers. Eyes dark with everything he wasn't supposed to feel for her. She swallowed hard. We shouldn't be doing this here. He rested his forehead against hers, his voice rough. I know that's the worst part. I know, but I don't care anymore. She blinked, stunned by the honesty in his voice. He wasn't teasing her this time. No cocky smirk, no sarcastic remarks, just raw, honest heat and something terrifyingly close to tenderness. His hand brushed her cheek, then slid down to her neck, his thumb gently tracing the curve of her collarbone. Do you have any idea what it's like? He whispered. Spending every day pretending not to want you in the name of a promise I made to you that we will be professionals at office. Her hands curled into a fabric of his shirt. You hide well. He let out a soft laugh, breathless. That's because I had to. One touch from you, and I know I would lose every bit of control I had left. And then he kissed her again, slower this time, like he was tasting something forbidden, like this was more than lust. His mouth moved over hers with agonizing sweetness, his hands roaming with a mist of reverence and hunger, as if he was memorizing her shape. Her knees tightened around his waist, drawing him impossibly closer until she could feel the tension radiating through his entire body. She could feel it, how hard it had been for him to hold back, how much it was costing him now to stay gentle when all he wanted was to fall. He trailed kisses down her neck, then across her shoulder, as his fingers unbuttoned her blouse one agonizing button at a time. But just as his lips reached the newly exposed skin, he paused, his breath catching. I don't want this to be just a moment, he murmured against her skin. Her heart thundered. He pulled back just enough to meet her eyes, thumb stalking her lower lip. Tell me it's not just for you either. It is not. Something in him shifted, his mouth returned to hers, this time softer, slower, deeper, as if he finally believed she wanted him just as much, not just his hands or his kisses or the tension they have fought for months, but him. And in that quiet, hidden corner of the office, under the faint golden light of his desk lamp, she let him kiss her, like she was the only thing that mattered. Papers scattered, time slipped, rules forgotten. It wasn't just desire anymore. It was beginning of everything they had been afraid to admit. I love you, Wine. You lead me into a point where I cannot live without you in my life. If only I could show you how much you matters to me. You think I will leave you? No, I will never, because I love you too.